I'm going to be attending the Apple event tomorrow. Here are my predictions on all the things they're going to be releasing. Spoiler alert, I think this year is going to be one of the better ones. It's almost guaranteed that we're getting a new iPhone lineup like we do every year, the iPhone 17, so I'll cover this at the end, but there is some exciting stuff here. First up, I think the Apple Watch lineup is getting a huge overhaul. Base model Apple Watch, which will be the Series 11 being the least exciting. Very small hardware upgrades, thinner bezels, brighter screens, longer battery life, and maybe a new sensor like a blood pressure sensor. But I think they're going to drop a new budget Apple Watch. The current Apple Watch SE still uses the old case style with the really thick bezels and thick body style. They're going to revamp the affordable SE into the new thinner case style. This will be a huge night and day difference. I also think there's going to be a new Apple Watch Ultra, the Ultra 3. I think they're going to do a pretty major case overvamp to make this thing thinner and more sleek. And I think and hope they're going to add satellite connectivity to this natively so you can use it totally off the grid as a communication and emergency device. And lastly, I think all the new watches are going to have the new improved Siri with the glowing border whenever you activate it. The watch is currently one of the only devices in the lineup without this new Siri, so it makes sense. I think we're also going to see a huge shift in the Apple TV. I think the hardware is going to stay more or less the same with maybe a new chip and maybe a slightly tweaked remote, but the really big change is going to be in the software, I hope. There's been long time speculation of a HomePod being rolled out with a screen for quite some time, and there's also been leaks of something called Home OS in some of the beta code. So I'm thinking we might see a huge overhaul for HomePod's Apple TVs to have their OS rolled into something called Home OS. This is a hot take, but I think we might see it. I think we're probably going to get new AirPods Pro. We've had the Pro 2s for a while now, and I think they're really going to focus on fitness monitoring and sensors. Beats, who is owned by Apple, recently released these that have a built-in heart rate monitor, and it was a pretty big hit. I use these personally. I think we're going to see AirPods with a bunch of sensors, maybe a heart rate monitor, if not a bunch of other different fitness sensors. I've heard rumors that we might get a new AirTag, but I don't really know what they'd improve here, so I'm curious what comes out of it. And lastly, the new phone lineup, the iPhone 17, there's a few really exciting things to note here. These are just renders and predictions, not actual things for context. So same as always, we'll get the base model phone, the Pro, and the Pro Max. But there's rumors of a new phone, the iPhone 17 Air, which is rumored to be like crazy thin. I'm really excited to see what this thing looks like if it's released. Other than that, the standard camera improvements, they're also going to be changing the camera bump apparently. I've also heard rumors and really hope personally that we get reverse charging on the phones, where you could do things like charge your AirPods using the charging coils in the back of your phone that you'd usually stick a MagSafe charger to. But I think one of the most exciting things we're going to get is in the base model actually. With Apple recently releasing the 16e, their budget phone, and it being so good, there hasn't really been anything to separate it from the base model 17. So I really think this is going to be the year where the entire iPhone lineup, including the base model, is going to have 120 hertz refresh rate screens. This is something that people have called for ages, so hopefully you see it on the 17 base. Those are my predictions on what we're going to see at the event. I'll know if I'm right or wrong. In about 16 hours, I'll be covering the event and releasing the information as soon as it's announced. So if you're interested, follow along. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.